It's moving. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
We'll show you how the campaign against medical marijuana made a big mistake this weekend. And we have new numbers showing how the FBI bombshell is shaking up the presidential race. Plus, some states are letting voters change their vote after they cast their ballots. We'll show you where that could drive more changes before the election. But we'll start by having some fun on Halloween at our politicians' expense. This is the Money, Power, and Politics Halloween Special. Okay, every year we bring you the Money, Power, Politics Halloween Special.
Again, Craig, this is the first year of Money, Power, Politics. This is the first Halloween special.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah. Well, we started last November, so that would be, yeah, first and every.
Yeah, still the first one.
Oh, okay, first and only?
Yeah.
First and only. Well, we have to set the bar somewhere, right?
Yeah, we got to set it, well, scary. It is Halloween.
Let's do something scary.
Hello?
If you like your doctor,
Yes?
you will be able to keep your doctor.
You know, if we're going to do something with the movie Scream.
Well, we better start with the original Primal Scream.
Ah! Oh, yeah, the Primal Scream. Ah! Yeah, Marissa, remember when I coaxed you into doing the Dean Scream that time?
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Oh, well, yeah, you should. Here it is.
Yeah!
Higher. Yeah!
Well, we don't want to scare them too much.
Oh, okay. Well, what's scary but not too scary?
How about Congress?
Congress.
No one can even find the bill or even knows where it's at.
The official copy will be at the desk.
The official copy is always at the desk.
Then where is it?
At the desk.
Is it now at the desk?
That was a little too scary.
Yeah, maybe we just start out with ghosts and witches.
I'm not a witch.
No, not her, Craig. Real witches.
Real witches, because we have public policy polling just a couple of years ago that showed that witches have overtaken Congress.
A national poll asked the following questions. What do you have a higher opinion of, Congress or witches?
Congress, 32%.
Witches, 46%.
Maybe that's why Congress seems a little bit paranoid these days.
Yeah.
Have you been consorting with the devil?
Not to my knowledge, sir.
So is that why our federal government spent real tax money a couple of years back planning for a zombie attack?
And that's why politicians from Canada are making fun of us.
Yep.
A zombie invasion in the United States could easily turn into a continent-wide pandemic.
I am dedicated to ensuring that this never happens. Canada will never become a safe haven for zombies, ever.
And you found some of those zombies here in the Bay Area ripping off taxpayers.
Sure did. Well, we found clinics that appeared to be haunted because they were treating dead people. How did dead people walk in to get their veins removed?
Well, they didn't walk in. They didn't come at all.
Yeah, that was just a bunch of crooks stealing Medicare numbers and names of dead people to rip us off.
So it's not even really haunted.
No, not really haunted. But tonight's spotlight piece is about a house that may be haunted.
Does the furniture move, Craig?
As a matter of fact, the furniture did move. It moved quite a bit, and just a couple of days ago, the entire house moved.
So it's about money.
It is definitely about money.
Power?
Definitely about power.
Politics.
Politics and gangsters. Take a look.
Come on in.
George Albright does not live in this house, and given what he knows about it, he wouldn't want to.
Really kind of gives you the willies, doesn't it? You're standing exactly where all this went on.
Ghost hunters claim this house in the small Florida town of Ocklawaha is haunted. Some even claim they've seen the furniture move. And it certainly did move, at least on one day more than 80 years ago, in a hail of bullets. This is actual newsreel footage from January 16th, 1935, in what the press called the Battle of Ocklawaha.
It's the longest gun battle in FBI history.
J. Edgar Hoover ordered a surprise attack on the infamous Ma Barker gang. Agents had caught one of the Barkers with a map leading to their Florida hideout. And Ma Barker and her bank-robbing, kidnapping, murdering son were in no mood to surrender.
She was a tough cookie, and she didn't go down without a fight.
They battled for more than 4 hours. One neighbor hid in his stove to dodge the gunfire, while another felt a bullet cut through her hair.
And the bullets went through our house, and one went through my hair, and we went through the window.
The FBI drilled more than 2,000 rounds into the house until Ma Barker and her son Fred stopped shooting back. This was their last stand.
This is it. This is where they were both found dead on the floor.
The FBI found the bodies of two of America's most wanted gangsters, a scattered fortune in cash, and an arsenal of rifles, pistols, and Tommy guns.
This is a 100-shot machine gun used by Ma Baca against a federal man in the raid.
More than 80 years later, the walls are still riddled with bullet holes. Much of the house looks just as it did the day of the battle.
I would say 85 or 90% of what's in there today, piece by piece, are in the pictures. I mean, it's an amazing story.
And George Albright kept this story alive and the house in one piece. He's a former state lawmaker and history buff who helped save this lakefront house from being destroyed when the property was sold.
I want to get this thing into public hands.
He helped strike a deal to have this whole house picked up and moved down the lake to property owned by Marion County. And now he's working on turning this into a history center and memorial to law enforcement.
Yeah, there was a gangster killed there, but the good guys won. The American people won.
America's gangster movement took off in the Great Depression, looting banks and running wild.
J. Edgar Hoover was on the ropes.
And Hoover called Ma Barker the most vicious, dangerous, and resourceful criminal brain of her time. Historians say her sons may have been the real masterminds. But either way, the gang unleashed a reign of terror across the nation.
This became a big win for the FBI.
The Battle of Ocklawaha marked the beginning of the end of the age of gangsters and the rise of the FBI.
That means, gangsters, you can't get away with it.
Hollywood has told a lot of stories about Ma Barker.
I'm teaching my kids to take what they want. We're gonna start moving fast and big.
But this house and all the pictures and documents in it tell the real story, and Marion County committed more than $200,000 to move and save it.
And there you go. See, I told you that the house moved. Whole house moved.
That is amazing. I
did
not expect to see it like that on the water floating around.
That's right. We also had some trick-or-treating early, overnight on Sunday.
Yeah, a little bit of a mix-up with the medical marijuana, that amendment to the vote on no campaign, the no on two campaign, I should say. They decided that instead of calling at regular times to voters, they called in the middle of the night, and that didn't really pan out well for the voters.
The vendor got it mixed up. Instead of going from noon to 7 p.m., went from midnight to 7 a.m., and we got some calls from our viewers, none too happy.
Why are they calling us in the middle of the night?
Hours.
Yeah.
And then the vote no on two folks said, yep, our sincerest apologies, didn't mean for that to happen. That's not going to help their case. Meanwhile, we have some big changes for Donald Trump. He's going blue. He's targeting Democratic states.
Yeah, instead of the all-important swing states like Florida, he's going after the blue states. And why?
He's in Michigan now. Well, because he knows perhaps with the focus on Hillary Clinton and the FBI investigation, maybe he can make some hay in states like Michigan and in Wisconsin. New Mexico, for example, that voted Democrat 5 of the past 6 elections. That's Gary Johnson's home state. He's hoping maybe he can turn a couple of states his way that you might not expect. Hillary Clinton's trying to do the same thing on the other side. And that's the real question for Hillary Clinton. How will the FBI investigation affect what voters are thinking as they head to the booth?
I mean, my goodness, this happens just out of a week outside of the election, and you've got to wonder how this is going to affect people who have already voted in early voting and people who have yet to decide who they are going to vote for.
And we're already seeing a tightening of the polls. Clinton up 3 points nationally. She was up more than that, up 2 points in the ABC poll. She was up double digits just that last week. So this is something that could, among other things, depress turnout for Democrats. That's what Hillary Clinton is worried about, and I think that's why she's turning the tables on Mr. Comey. With that, we have some more ground to cover on Hillary Clinton, do we not? In fact, let's take a look at what we've got coming up here. We're going to dig more into the FBI investigation and show how it can move some swing states more than others. And we'll show you how and why some voters get to change their ballots after they cast their votes. So we've got the Clinton campaign and Clinton surrogates charging hard after Comey. I think, Marissa, the strategy in this is that they are trying to rev up the Democratic base who may feel a bit disappointed, show maybe they're treated unfairly, and with this trying to counter Republican enthusiasm from Comey's decision to open the investigation.
I mean, I think that's the only strategy you can take at this point. I mean, you're a week out from the election. This bombshell dropped just a few days ago, so just over a week outside the election. And what else can you do at this point? I mean, they're being investigated again. We don't know why. We don't know what the emails say. We don't know if they're duplicates. The fact of the matter is we just don't know much about it and how it could potentially affect the election.
No, we're guessing. We're making educated guesses. We honestly won't know at least until the middle of the week when new polling comes in. But here's our best guess, along with some insight from Dr. Larry Sabato and the impact this may have.
Well, you know, when this first broke on Friday, my guess was that it would cost Hillary Clinton a point or two. Everything I've seen so far confirms that. Of course, a point or two makes a difference in closely contested battleground states. So we're looking particularly at places like Arizona and Florida and maybe North Carolina, a few other places, Ohio, Iowa. So these things can matter. The question I have is, A, whether anything else will happen. Will we hear from the FBI director further in one direction or another? And also, does this last? We've seen a strange phenomenon during this campaign. One candidate, either Trump or Clinton, takes a big hit. They go down for a while, usually days, and then they pop right back up. Will that happen again, or is this permanent? We need more data to tell you.
You know, you've had all these ups and downs, too, while people have already been voting for days, and you wonder if some voters might have some buyer's remorse.
Yeah, you've got some people who have already cast their vote in early voting, and so now they're thinking, oh, another bombshell's been dropped. Do I really need to take this into consideration, and can I do my vote over? And in Florida, you can't do that.
You're done. Can't do it legally. But other states you can.
In 7 other states we can, and they do allow people to redo their ballots before Election Day. The process and policies, like I said, vary by state. So, for example, in Hawaii, Connecticut, and Minnesota, voters have until tomorrow, a week before the election, to file a new absentee ballot. In New York and Michigan, though, the deadline to request a new absentee ballot isn't until the day before election, so next Monday. And in Pennsylvania, you have all the way up until Election Day to decide if you want to change your mind, and you can simply vote in person to replace your previous ballot. So,
and then you've got Wisconsin. They're in red. You get to do it 3 times.
3 times over. You can redo your vote 3 times over. Unbelievable. But
you cannot do this in Florida. This is a handful of states, and we don't know that many people will actually be changing their votes as a result of buyer's remorse. We also know that a lot of people here in Florida are fed up with this election, just want it to end. We've got our little segment, we get the pulse of the people.
Beach party
politics. Yeah. I found it hard to talk to some folks. Here's how it turned out this week.
Time now for Beach Party Politics.
Excuse me, sir, in the blue striped swim trunks. Blue stripe. Yes, you. Would you like to talk to me about Clinton and Trump?
No! God, please, no!
What do you want to hear? What you got for me?
What do you want to hear?
What do you think of this crazy race?
No comment.
No comment? Not little comment?
No, sir.
Tiny little comment?
No, sir.
Just a little something. What? You want to talk about politics?
Not really.
How about you want to talk about politics? Little bit? No. He's into it this time. Excuse me, ma'am. Can I sit down with you here for a second?
Sure, go right ahead. What's up, guys?
So you're unwinding,
Yes.
having some fun.
Yeah.
Clearing your mind.
Sure.
What do you think about Trump and Clinton?
No!
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 No! Who wants to sit in this chair? Anybody else?
All right, what you eating there?
Shrimp.
Looks pretty good.
Nothing like shrimp. Pretty good. Want to help yourself?
You don't have to get up. I just want to talk to you for a second. Is that okay?
Okay.
What do you think about this crazy political year?
No! No!
I don't know. There's only 2 choices, so I don't think you have enough choices.
Gary Johnson would say there's more than that.
And what is Aleppo? You're kidding? No.
I don't think so.
What about American politics?
Just as bad as Britain.
Just as bad as Britain. Well, at least we've got that. It's not worse than Britain. It's not worse.
Well,
So there's that. There's hope. There's hope.
There is hope, yes.
So we've got that going for us. We're not as bad as Britain. All right. Well, coming up, see why taking a selfie with you at the ballot box can get you in trouble. And we have the Battle of Halloween, Clinton versus Trump after this. Well, selfies are taken just about everywhere, all across the globe. But if you're voting here in Florida, leave your phone in your pocket. Selfies are illegal within 100 feet of a polling place in the Sunshine State. Tom Johnson has more on the law and how one county is helping photogenic voters get around it.
Occasional light lines for what most see as one of the most significant elections ever. The kind of election you'll remember and likely want to remember. These days, for many, memories mean selfies. First-time voter Mackenzie Greenhouse admits she takes them.
Either me or with my friends, my dog, my cats.
Of course, many others just don't.
Did you take a selfie while you were in there?
I didn't take a selfie. I don't know why anybody would take a selfie. I'm like old school.
It's a good thing she didn't, because it's not allowed.
You're not allowed to take photography inside of a polling room. You're not allowed to take photography within 100 feet of the polling room.
It's actually illegal. The idea is making sure people don't feel intimidated that someone's snapping pics of how they vote. So you got to be more than 100 feet away.
So to help you figure this out, we've enlisted the help of Seminole County Supervisor of Elections, Mike Ertel. He's going to help us figure out if our spot to take a selfie is okay. In this case, we're right across the street from this polling place in downtown Sanford. Mike, we okay?
You're okay, Tom.
Okay, now we're a little bit farther up the sidewalk on the other side of the building. Mike, we good?
Still good, Tom.
Hey, Mike, how about up here? Perfect. Final stop, Mike. Hey, what about like right here? Nope.
Of course, we're just having a little fun here, because in Seminole County, it's really quite easy to know where you're safe to take a selfie when you vote.
We have a selfie station.
Actually, at least 2 of them outside every polling place in the county marked with these signs, and they really want you to use them too.
It's kind of a way for folks to have a virtual I voted sticker.
And it'll keep you clear of a law
I was surprised it was a law, yeah.
many people had no idea existed.
I've never taken a selfie. I wouldn't know how.
Tom Johnson reporting
Yeah,
there.
now wait a minute. Who is that? That fellow looks familiar. Wait a minute. What does that say there?
Former NSYNCer, possibly?
Yeah, it's Timberlake. It is.
Yeah.
That started with him. Yeah, he took a selfie. Almost got in some trouble with it because he did it in Tennessee, where it's a misdemeanor. And he could face, up to 30 days in jail and a $50 fine. The prosecutor said, we're not going to go after Justin Timberlake for this. But that's sort of how the issue popped up, especially with so many people taking selfies.
The perks of being a pop star.
That's right. Well, that's right. We have a lot of ground to cover. We started this show as our first annual Money, Power, and Politics Halloween special. And by gosh, that is how we are going to end it. Coming up, we're going to take one more look, show how a lot of families mixed Halloween with politics in tonight's edition of, you call it, Marissa,
Something Different.
There you go.
All right, and tonight's Something Different. It's an age-old tradition. Carving, painting Halloween pumpkins. You've got Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, Vladimir Putin, Hillary Clinton carving. Just a great way to celebrate the political Halloween season we have here this year.
There you go. That was something different. Good call. We'll see you again tomorrow night. Take care, everybody.